Right, so you join me at the end of Wave 1, Week 3, Day 4, which actually is the end of the wave. Yes. Obviously, the actual calendar-wise, it's Week 4, having a week off for injury. I was anticipating more problems than what I actually had, more niggles with my back. There's some things I've probably had to scale slightly, and some modifications in terms of some of the exercises, particularly some of the ab variations that I've been doing. Switch them up for hanging leg raises or knee raises or what have you, just to take the load off my lower back. Squat wise, I've used slightly less weight than I normally would. I think there's only one set of regular back squats though, but they move really well, to be honest. I did some heavy front squats as well this week, triples for 110 kilos, which is a fairly decent bit of weight for me. So I'm quite happy with that I managed to squat okay with that. There was plenty left in the tank, you know, that was just what I had prescribed for 4 sets. So I managed to get those done, so pleased with that. My most satisfying thing that I've done this week though, strangely, I've done 6 sets of 5 pull-ups as part of a superset, with some overhead press. I think it was split jerks actually that I was doing. Yeah, I think it was split jerks. And I managed to do 6 sets of 5, so chuffed to bits with that, to be honest. That's a real progress thing for me. I have done all my training this week early mornings, which isn't fantastic in as much as I'm less productive at that time of the morning. I'm not as strong or as fast or as explosive or anything that early. I think it's just because it's so close to me getting out of bed. You know, if I was to, but the best training for me would be sort of 2-3 in the afternoon. But having a full-time job, that doesn't really allow me to train like that. But training early mornings, it has forced me to stick to the programme quite tightly. For me to get all the work done, I've had to stick to the really short rest periods, you know, like 90 seconds or a minute between rounds, or doing things on the minute to get all that work in. So it's good in as much as, you know, it's forced that. The other thing is, if I didn't train early mornings, I wouldn't necessarily have had opportunity of an evening. So it's better for me to be training to the best of my ability still, don't get me wrong, but not at the sort of level that I would be training on a night. It's still better to be training like that than it would be not getting any work done at all. So, you know, you've got to take what you're given, to be honest. Strength gains are coming on, I think, especially as I mentioned with the pull-ups. Overhead press is getting a lot more work than it used to, so not fantastic numbers, but still going up, so I can't knock that. Still doing the business. Squats not as bad as I thought they were going to be, which is great. One thing I will say, I messed up with some of my percentages this week, because I was supposed to do 60% deadlifts, and I didn't think about what the figure was. I just thought, oh, that's 150 kilos, which it isn't at all for me. So I was trying to do some speed work with not a speed weight, you know, it was a moderate weight. So yeah, the actual the speed element wasn't quite as good as it could have been, perhaps. But obviously, still got some work in. It wasn't totally terrible what I did, but yeah, probably could have got a little bit more in, or more volume at least, with a lighter weight. But there we are. One thing I am going to have to watch, to be honest, is percentages going into Wave 2, because they are starting to increase now. I know they're not huge incremental jumps, but 5% of 210 kilos is going to be quite a big leap. The difference between moderate to heavy work and lighter speed work, you know, it's going to be a lot more pronounced. But yeah, wave 1 complete, 2 more to go. I'm not sure what direction I'm going to go in after this, whether I am going to jump straight back into a cycle. I think it's going to be more beneficial to me to retest all my maxes, or at least maybe compound lifts. That's probably the way I'm going to go, because I'm really looking forward to testing my max squat. If we look back, I want to say 12 months, I was only squatting about 150 kilos for a max single, and I've done 180 just in my belt, nothing else this year, even with a couple of niggling, like I had the problem with my knee at the beginning of the year, and obviously this tweak in my back. So there's been periods where I've been resting and I've still done a 180 just as part of the bigger session as well. You know, it wasn't a max testing, it was just I fancy doing a couple of heavy squats, and I did that 180, so I'm pleased with that. So I reckon with my wraps, there's definitely a 190 there. I think with my with wraps on, especially for that bounce, I should have that. But yeah, chasing that 200 kilo mark, I'm not sure where it's going to stop, to be honest. So perhaps a little bit quieter this week, video wise. You know, concentrating on getting the work done. Didn't want to be posting too much stuff, especially if I was going to be having problems with this little niggle in my back. But as it turns out, it's not been too bad. So, celebratory cup of coffee now for ending wave 1 onto wave 2. See you on the next video. Big strong.